Leak better take off. Leak better take off.
Oh, man. Got this going on right here. That's right, Melody. Tell them to hit that like button on the way in. That like button, for real, for real. Salute to you for coming through, baby girl. You know I got nothing but love for you. Always showing mad love and appreciation to the killer. You know what I'm saying? Also, you like that countdown, huh? Yeah, I figured I had to do something a little bit different for this show, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause, you know, that other one is hours, you know what I'm saying? So I decided to do one that was all on me, you know what I'm saying? I want one like that. Oh, you do? I might be I think I might have something for you that you'll probably like, though, you know what I'm saying? I think I got something in the works for that, you know what I'm saying? All right, yeah. Get down to this, huh? Yeah. Appreciate it. You know the homegirl that made the beat that I bought for our theme song, you know what I'm saying? She made this beat too. I hit her up last night to get this beat from her, you know what I'm saying? So, and plus this beat was in my head the whole time I was thinking about it, you know? Oh no, I ain't gonna forget, girl. You already know what it is. I ain't forgetting about that, you know? Shoot. Salute to you, Huscular and Muscular, man. Thanks for pulling up, homie. Yeah. Always supporting, man, the Killing the Sweetly movement. Now you supporting the Killer Swag movement, man. As I like to call this particular situation, the real swag talk. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me see. Get that on it popping. Oh yeah, I gotta go here. Yeah, here we go. Boom. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just like how it is on Killing Them Sweetly, y'all heard the music does stop playing, so y'all already know what this means, man.
It's time!
You could not.
Back to me. Salute to every single one of y'all that done pulled up for the show today. Man, welcome all, welcome to the show. This is Killer Swag 216, and I'm back at y'all with a with another live for y'all. But this one on me. You know what I'm saying? This is a solo show today, and plus this show that I'm doing tonight has been in the works for a good minute. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute, man. So I just decided to finally get it out the way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been on my heart lately. It's been on my head a lot. So I just figured, yo, it's about time I get this show going. You know what I'm saying? So everybody that came through, stop through for the show, man, I appreciate you. So hold up. Oh, my boy Lando, what's going on with you, homie? Salute to you, man. You know what I'm saying? I always know I can count on you for that support, man. Thank you for coming through, man. I really appreciate it. And the force is here. The force is always gonna be here. It ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. It's like I'm pretty sure y'all probably didn't hear me a little bit well while the music was bumping, which is now my new favorite beat. But yeah, like but let me give all y'all a proper shout out, you know what I'm saying, since y'all probably can hear me loud and clear right now. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my homegirl, Sweet Melody Media, for always showing mad love and support to your boy, man. And the fact that, woo, you go grace me with your presence today. That's what's up, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? And then we got my homeboy Hustler Muscular in the building. Salute to you, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like you always show support to Sweet Melody, you always show support to me, and with those dope rhymes that you be kicking on the panels before and after, say it's all over and done with, yo. So salute to you, homie, for pulling up, man. And then like I already said, my homeboy Lando that came up in the building, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got the 5 thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Let's hope we can get more thumbs up in this, man. You know what I'm saying? I want a lot of people to come through, man. I want a lot of people to come through, man. So, but if people can't come, I know everybody got things to do. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I really want people to show up for this show because, like I said, this is a topic that I feel should be talked about in these spaces a lot more than it already is because you can see a lot of these traits being displayed for so many people. So many people be displaying these traits every day in these spaces. Like it's crazy to say that, you know. So I just want to bring it to awareness to this type of stuff because this is stuff that we as black people, we as people in general, we all deal with these things in life. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I decided to title the show the way that I titled it, How the Childhood Molded You. And I'm gonna get really in depth on that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, I'm just up here rambling and opening my mouth and blah blah blah. Like I'm really gonna dive deep into this and I'm gonna show the different parallels, especially from like the fictional world, celebrity world, and then into our world, you know what I'm saying? which is like the YouTuber slash regular people world. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to bring attention to that, and I want to talk about it because, like I said, it's not a lot of people discussing it. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people that want to talk about it. It's not a lot of people that really want to, you know, touch on it because I know it could be a very tricky subject. But like I said, you clearly see it all through these spaces, no matter where you go. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. Oh yeah, and just like my homegirl Melody has said in the chat, she said the Cash App is Killer Cow 10. And while we're at it,
I need y'all to hit the Cash App and support the show.
there you go, man. There you go. Like you ain't gonna see me saying it too much, but if you see that message pop up on the screen, you already know what it is, man. So just hit the Cash App, support the show, man. Support this movement that I'm trying to build over here. And who knows, man, if I get enough contributors, you know what I'm saying, maybe on a future show, you might see me cammed up. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is, man. You know, because they like I'm afraid to cam up. It's just right now I ain't looking my best right now. So yeah, this is why I'm not really cammed up right now. But hell, maybe the next show I do, I might be cammed up for you guys. You know what I'm saying? So just keep your eyes peeled or whatever I do, and then whatever Kill 'Em Sweetly do. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know. You never know. So yeah. So without further ado, let's get into the topic. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I almost forgot. Everybody share the stream, share it. I already shared it to a couple of people that I know, but everybody share it, you know what I'm saying? Because I want everybody to, you know what I'm saying, to check this out, you know what I'm saying? Again. And then if I do decide to open up the panel, you know what I'm saying, y'all can give y'all takes and stuff of what I said, or y'all can tell me a story about how your childhood has shaped it and molded you and stuff like that. Like that's all I'm saying. Like, you know, because like I said, this is a conversation I feel we need to have. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too many people in these spaces that be running rampant, showing their anger and their frustration, and it's a lot of people just don't understand why. So I think I'm gonna give my take on it, and of course, I'm not a therapist. So I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm not giving my analysis or anything like that. But I'm just telling you from what I see and what I take away from it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, everybody, please share, share, share. So without further ado, let me get this off the screen, yo. Let me get it off. Let me get it off. All right. So without further ado, let's dive right into this show. This subject right here was made basically on a live stream that I was on with Sweet Melody Media and a few other people. You know what I'm saying? But the stream is no longer up. You know, she took it down. She privated it, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? She told me the reason, so it's all good. But it was a stream that I was on, and I was on the panel. I was running the panel and stuff like that. And my homeboy, What the Funk, was there, and What the Funk and Brienne LaFay. Shout out to the both of them. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the both of them because we I feel like we had a real dope conversation when it came to that. You know, so I felt like we had a real dope conversation. So when What the Funk, we were talking about it, he was talking about the whole scenario of like the differences between raising kids in America compared to raising kids in Germany. So of course, you know, I don't have any kids, so I couldn't really relate to that story or whatever. And so it is what it is. But he says something that caught my ear. You know, he said something that really made me think. You know what I'm saying? He made me like, he brought up the whole, like, how a lot of us were raised back in the day, how a lot of us came up, like from public school, high school, however you grew up. And it just made me think. And it's like, wow, a lot of us really do got a story about how our upbringing was. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all have that story as far as like, it's just crazy because we all got a story of like what happened to us and what, you know, helped and molded us into the person that we are today. You know what I'm saying? And that's what kind of gave birth to this topic. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something that I was thinking about. And then like over the weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, I kept seeing like a lot of people's behaviors on these panels, and I see a lot of people how they overreact to things which they should never overreact to on these type of platforms and stuff like. Because at the end of the day, this is YouTube. All you got to do is just shut it off, and you can just go back to your regular lives. But a lot of people really do be telling their life stories on YouTube, and it'd be so crazy to me. It'd be so crazy to me. It's like, wow, man. Like it's like they just have no impulse control. And then like you could tell like a lot of them also don't really have a lot of friends. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that off rip. Like, yep, exactly, man. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it was just so crazy to see that, and it made me really think about like how did childhood really shape and molded these people, because a lot of people, you can just tell they probably went through a lot of trauma in their life that they still haven't healed from, and they take it out on a lot of people. They take it out on a lot of people on these panels, people that they don't even really know. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be for real, like none of us really know each other outside of YouTube. Let's just be honest, okay? Yep, that's right. Helmets. Helmets. Speaking of helmets, the Helmet Awards is coming soon. So make sure when you go in my community tab, make sure you put in your nominations for who you think should be in the trolling category of the Helmet Awards. It's in there. So go ahead and write it down for your boy. Say that way I know what it is, man. If you want to nominate yourself, that's cool too. But if not, hey, it is what it is. All right. Had to take that little detour real quick. But yeah, like it's just so crazy how a lot of people just go through what they go through. And I honestly, after really thinking about it, I kind of do feel for those people because it's like a lot of them just didn't have that type of outlet to say what they needed to say. And even though I always say, and this is the running joke that I always say on a lot of these platforms, whether I'm in the chat or I'm on a panel, I always say they should have never gave you the internet. That's what I always say. I always say, and I still stand by that because it's like some stuff you just do not need to be revealing on the internet. Some stuff you just don't need to reveal on these platforms because whether you want to admit it or not, this is going to be recorded and left up here forever, even long after we're gone. So that's why I'm saying, like, so the mere fact of you're up here telling your whole life story about whatever it is and stuff that could very well incriminate yourself, you are so comfortable in telling that story for everybody. It's nuts to me because, like I said, it's still stuff in my personal life that I would never tell a lot of people on these panels. I don't even care if I'm cool with you. If I'm not cool, if I'm just YouTube cool with you, I'm not gonna tell you a lot of stuff about me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like me and you really have to have a real dope, what I'm saying, connection for me to even think about telling you anything about me. Because I know how a lot of people live in these spaces and they love to be like gossip girls. They love to go around telling people's personal business, especially like let's say if y'all get into an argument or something, or y'all get into a beef or something like that, y'all are go on somebody's platform and put all of y'all dirty secrets out there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all will put all of y'all dirty secrets out there and let it be known, like, yeah, this person did such and such, such and such, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, really gonna air out y'all dirty laundry on YouTube? Like y'all, like it seems like to me a lot of these people really do this for entertainment. Like, and that's crazy. That is crazy. So, yep, keep it limited. Exactly. You got to keep it limited. You got to keep it limited. That's why I don't really tell a lot of people a lot of stuff and they just be like, "Oh man, you're so quiet, you're so this, you're so that." I don't care. Like I'm not going to, constantly tell people that I'm not necessarily familiar with my life story like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I do tell you something, best believe it's something I don't care about you telling people. So it is what it is. But if it's something that I really care about and something that I deem to be very personal, I'm not going to tell a lot of people. I'm just not. So you can go on somewhere with that. I don't tell. That's how you gotta be, Melody. You have to be like that, like because you just don't know who to trust around in these spaces. You just don't. Yeah, do like my homeboy Lando said, man. Get the likes up. Let me see what the likes looking like for real. Let me see. Let me get a view of these likes, man. Let me get okay, hold on. I gotta X out and come back in because I can't see it right now with all of this going on and stuff. So let me check it out. Hold up. Hold up. Here we go. Okay, we got 7 likes. We got 7 likes. That's cool. That's cool. But of course, I mean, since this is like my own thing, man, like man, can we get the likes up to about 20? I'm pretty sure people will start rolling in once I get a full panel going, but I kind of want to get this solo thing out the way first before I open up the floodgates of the panel. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I just wanted to say that real quick, but let's get into my thesis of how childhood has molded people in society. Okay. So, first, I want to take it to the fictional route. You know what I'm saying? Because, a lot of our favorite superheroes, a lot of our favorite, super villains, a lot of them have a backstory. And a lot of people don't really care about the backstory. They just care about how they do things in the comics and how they do things, in the movies and stuff like that. So, but every single every single superhero you can think of has a backstory. And the first superhero that I think of that perfectly fits what I'm talking about as far as like how childhood molded people is Batman. Batman is known all over the world as one of the biggest badasses in the comic world. Like he's especially trained in martial arts. Like he got the best gadgets. Like he he really knows his stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really that top guy when it comes to that. Like, and plus, from what I understand, he is the only person that's really defeated Superman without having to have powers. So yeah, so Batman is really that dude. But the thing about Batman and what molded him to be Batman, he was Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne suffered a lot of tragedy growing up. And as you can see in this picture, Bruce Wayne suffered quite a lot of loss. And when he was just nothing but a little boy, he lost both his parents because of a robbery gone wrong. So now, of course, this is fictional, but it still has a lot of semblance of what I'm saying to you right now. And you could tell that affected him very much so because the only person that he truly trusted in life was Alfred, because Alfred was the one that always took him in, always was there for him, always made sure that he looked out for him and stuff like that. Like even as Bruce Wayne became Batman, he always looked out for Bruce no matter what. But the fact of the matter is, you could tell dude was alone. It did, Bruce Wayne, he's a multi-billionaire. Like he has all these great companies. And plus, a lot of people consider him to be a playboy. But the thing about Bruce Wayne is he's also alone a lot of the time too, because even though he could get a lot of women, he spends a lot of his nights alone because of the trauma that he went through in his life, and he feels like he just can't trust nobody. Like I said, the only person that he really could trust is Alfred. And it took him even a lot of time for him to trust his sidekick, Robin, who also went through a traumatic experience when he was a kid. But we're not going to talk about Robin right now, unless y'all want to bring him up whenever we come on a panel and stuff like that. But I'm not going to bring him up right now. But yeah, Bruce's story was a very tragic story, and his childhood helped mold him to becoming the vigilante known as Batman. And yeah, and it also scarred him because, like I said, he doesn't trust anyone. He doesn't, he's not necessary, even though in the public eye he is known as a people person. But when you really get him alone, he's very, very lonely. You know what I'm saying? He just doesn't He just can't register. You know what I'm saying? So that's one part of what I want to say. That's the first part I want to talk about as far as like the superhero thing. The next superhero I want to talk about is Spider-Man. Now, everybody loves Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that love Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? He's one of my favorite superheroes too. Plus, he's very, very witty when it comes to it. But of course, with Spider-Man, it's you know, it's Peter Parker. Peter Parker is that dude. Peter Parker is definitely that dude, but he is also kind of a nerd. You know what I'm saying? Like he's also kind of a nerd, but at the same time, he still was able to pull Mary Jane, and Mary Jane was whoo. Mary Jane was cold, boy. Oh my god! But before Spider-Man became Spider-Man, Peter Parker, he also dealt with a lot of trauma in his life because, I mean, you got to remember, Peter never grew up with any parents. Shoot, I don't even think he had grandparents. So his parents was already gone when he came of age, and so all he had was his uncle Ben and his aunt May. So that's the only family he had, you know. So and then when he got bit by that radioactive spider, everybody know the story. Everybody know his story. At least you should know his story by now. But Spider-Man, so he let a robber get away one night, and that same robber is the reason why he ended up losing his Uncle Ben, which is also another tragedy. Now, hold on. Let me see what she said. Did I say you talk about that No Way Home? No, I ain't checked that one out, but it's on the Stars app. I'll probably check that out a little later or something. But yeah, I ain't watching it yet. I heard it was good though. I heard it was very good. So I might check it out, you know what I'm saying? Give it a good look, you know what I'm saying? Like because I know for anybody that's probably already seen it, I know the other two Spider-Men are in that movie. So that's why I'm definitely watching that one. So I'm definitely gonna peep that one out. But yeah. So yeah, he lost his Uncle Ben, and that is what shaped and molded him into being a person that wanted to go around and save the city from other, evildoers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that tragedy is what molded him to be everyone's favorite superhero because he didn't want people to feel what he felt. You know what I'm saying? Because of his negligence of not wanting to stop the crime before it could even happen, is why he ended up losing his Uncle Ben. So that's why he took it upon himself to now use his powers to help the city of New York and what I'm saying, to make sure that everybody is, good and, save, to be the savior. Y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying. So now we're done talking about Spider-Man because like I said, everybody know his story. But let's talk about a super villain, so to speak, or is he really a villain? I mean, in the comics, they view him as a villain, but is he truly a villain? I have no idea. I don't think he is, but it is what it is. But let's talk about him. The homeboy Magneto from X-Men. Whoo-wee. He's the one that always used to give Professor X problems. He gave the X-Men problems. Like he was the one that really was that dude for them. Like no matter who you could think of as far as like villains in the X-Men story, Magneto was always that guy. He was always that guy. Like, and plus, I guess you could tell from the bond. Oh, you heard it was good. Oh yeah, then I really might have to check it out there for real. Thanks for excuse me. Thanks for the tip. Okay. Yeah, but Magneto, he was that dude, man. Like he was the only dude that really could beat the crap out of Wolverine over and over and over and over again without necessarily even trying. But I'm not here to necessarily talk about his exploits of how his powers came to be and stuff like that. Y'all can read up on that on y'all own. But I'm here. I brought him up because of his backstory. His backstory is way different compared to a lot of these people's backstory because his backstory was he came up through the Holocaust. So he was, as people like to call it, part of the small hat community. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a part of that. And his character went through the hardships of that. And then with him also being a mutant, it didn't make his situation any better. So this man went through a lot of loss. He went through a lot of people being prejudiced towards him, a lot of people showing him, like a lot of humans shunning him because of it. And of course, as a kid and then growing up, he probably couldn't understand why, blah, blah, blah. But then as he got older, you just knew dude just has so much resentment towards humans to where it's just like only people I'm fighting for is mutants because I don't care about the humans because all they ever do is judge us. All they ever do is talk mess about us. All these humans have ever done is made my life a living nightmare. So now that I've come into my own, I'm really about to make people I'm really about to make people feel it now. But of course, his homeboy Charles Xavier, aka Professor X, he was always trying to talk to Magneto to try to get him to try to get the humans and the mutants to come together as one. And Magneto was like, nah, man, because these people are never gonna listen. They're never going to listen. Like, I've been through this. I've been through these struggles. I've been through the hardships. And these people do not care. They do not care about us. So why should I care about them? Why should I care about them? Okay. I don't care about them at all. So let's, yeah, like I said, in Magneto, his story was very, very sad. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, he went through a lot. He went through a hell of a lot in his story. And that's what made him hate the human race. Like eventually, you know what I'm saying, he he stopped being on that quest for a minute, but yeah, he really was on that exterminating humans and just preserving the mutants. He really was on that. And even at one point he wanted to make his own island to separate the mutants from the humans. You know what I'm saying? That's how much he has so much disdain for the human race. Like he really couldn't stand it. Like he really was just so torn about people just shunning mutants like they were just the outcasts of society and stuff like that. So that was Magneto's story. If y'all want to read up, of course, all y'all got to do is Google. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? I might even put a link to his article, a link to his story in the description after the show is over. So that way y'all can read up on it yourselves. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of stuff that went on in his backstory when he was a kid that ultimately made him what he is in the comic book world. So that's all I want to talk about with that. So I'm done with the fictional stuff. Let's get a little bit to the reality portion because I know y'all really gonna be interested in this. I know y'all really gonna be interested in this point. So let's talk about the reality. And the first person I couldn't. Bottom line is, I know for a fact I couldn't start this part without mentioning this person. And y'all should know who I'm about to talk about, but if you don't, it's cool. But let's get this going right here. Hold on, let's get this right here. Y'all see that cute kid right there? Y'all see that beautiful black chocolate kid right there, man? Like, anybody who knows anything about music should know who this is by now. Like, and if you don't, this kid right here is Michael Jackson, one of, if not the greatest entertainer of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man right here, like, we all know this man's story. We all know this man's story. Like, but at the same time, it's a tragic story to boot. Like, as much as he is a musical genius, this man was a musical genius. He was a writing genius. He was a production genius. Like, he was a genius all around. Like, Michael Jackson, no matter what you want to say about his personality, Michael was never dumb. He was never a dumb guy. But the thing about him was he was so very awkward. He was so very, very awkward, yo. Like, yeah, that's right, Huscular, Muscular, Genosha. That was the spot that Magneto wanted to take the mutants to. That's exactly right. You were exactly right. At least I know you know, homie. I know you know, man. Yeah. And Michael Jackson is definitely one of the greatest dancer of all time. Like, I still be rolling when people always want to say that Chris Brown can dance better than him. I'm like, no. Like Michael Jackson in his prime would outdance Chris Brown any day of the week. Like it's just not even funny. Now, of course, when Michael got older and he started to get more frail, Michael always, would do some of the same moves here and there and stuff like that. But with Michael in his prime, nobody could touch him. So I think people need to stop talking about, oh, Chris Brown can outdance him or Chris Brown can outperform him. Michael Jackson definitely, Melody Belly. He is the GOAT. He is definitely the GOAT. Like that's not even up for debate. Like anybody who try to debate that, y'all need help because this man has made timeless music for basically a lot of genre, not just R&B or pop or whatever. Like this man had a hand in a lot of stuff being done, yo. Like he is that dude. Like he was that dude, man. But everybody also knows Michael's backstory. Like Michael really didn't have much of a childhood. He really didn't. So everybody knows because his father, Joe Jackson, always made him and his brothers, rehearse. They never really had time to go outside and really be a kid. And as you clearly saw, the fact that he never had a chance to really be a kid, that affected him, especially when he got older. You know what I'm saying? And oh man, it's just a shame how this is how he ended up, being, before he ended up passing away back in 2009. Like it's crazy to think about because he would even call himself Peter Pan. And everybody know Peter Pan is the kid that never grew up. You know what I'm saying? So he always would talk about trying to experience his childhood even as an adult man. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you think he had Neverland? You know what I'm saying? Because he wanted to experience his childhood even as a man, because he never got to really experience his childhood when he was a kid. Because every time he would see kids outside playing and stuff like that, he couldn't do that because he had to rehearse all the time. He had to rehearse with his brothers. He had to run from the mall. He had to do this. He had to do that and all this stuff. Like he never had the time to really be a kid, and you can tell that affected him so much. And it's just so sad how it affected his mind and it affected him as a person, because even though, like I said before, he is a musical genius, but he was very awkward to the point to where he would sometimes think that he was a kid himself. And that, unfortunately, is what got him into a lot of trouble over the years. But, a lot of parents was trying to sue him for grape allegations or, M allegations against other children and stuff like that, which, I mean, it's just so crazy to think about, man. It's just so crazy. But yes, rest in peace to Michael Jackson, the greatest entertainer of all time, greatest dancer, all that, yo. So that's all I got to say about that. And yeah, but he's another one. He is basically one that I definitely thought about when I came up with this topic, because he perfectly embodied what I mean by childhood, or the lack of childhood is what ended up molding him into the person that he was up until his death. So again, rest in peace to Michael Jackson, and hopefully you find peace on the other side, my brother. Now to the next person. Now I want to know, do any of you guys in the chat know who this kid is? Like, exactly, Melody. Lies, 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 lies. And then, even like 10 years after that man's death, they're still putting out allegations that he did it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, like that. What's that movie they supposed to have had of Michael Jackson talk about finding Neverland or something like that? Like, nah, man, that's good. Yeah, yeah, Melody. Hold on, let me get to that real quick. Yeah, Melody, you are absolutely right. That is, this child right here that you see before you is Robert Sylvester Kelly, aka R. Kelly. Another one who, in my opinion, is one of the greatest musicians of all time. Like, I don't care how you feel about it. I still listen to his music. I don't care. Like that fool can sing. Like I don't condone all the stuff that he did. I don't condone any of the stuff that he did. Let's put that out there. But as far as music goes, can't nobody touch that dude either. Like him and Michael are in the realm of their own. Like people need to stop saying that, because R. Kelly, no matter how you feel about it, he is the king of R&B. I don't care. Like whatever. He's the king of R&B. It is what it is. But I bring up R. Kelly not because of all the things that he has done to those children or whatever. And I'm actually thinking about doing a show on R. Kelly too, as far as like, all the stuff that's been going on with him. And so I'm not gonna reveal too much right here, but this is just basically about his upbringing. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing a show on R. Kelly and everything that's going on with the allegations and especially now since a lot of the charges are being dropped. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing a show on that. You know what I'm saying? Like I really am. But yeah, I bring up R. Kelly because of his story, his backstory that a lot of people don't like to talk about. See, a lot of people nowadays, they love to call him a monster. They love to say that he's evil, he's this, he's that. And like I said, I don't condone what he did. But at the same time, when you hear about everything that went on and everything that happened to him in his life, like, can you really like can you really blame the kid? Can you really blame him for that? Because this was a kid who was touched on when he was a little boy. Because even his own brothers admitted that he was touched on when he was a little boy. Even his own brothers admitted that a neighbor touched on him when he was a little boy. And it's already been put out there that his own sister molested him. His own sister. That's right, Melody. You are absolutely right. But yeah, and he definitely is the R&B GOAT. That's a fact. But yeah, his own sister did that to him. So when you do this to a child, a little young child, of course, you're finding things out for the first time. He's not gonna know what's right and what's wrong at that point. Like he doesn't have a real conception of what is the right thing to do and what's not, especially when you're doing stuff like that to him when he's a young kid. You know what I'm saying? Like so for him, unfortunately, in his mind, he thought that this was normal, what he was doing. He thought that this was normal. And like I said, it is so a shame because not even his own mother was there for him to protect him during this. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's not like he didn't tell people that this was happening to him. It's just once it came out, it's like they tried to sweep it up under the rug and just make it go away. But all it really did over time is create a monster. And this is how his story is to this point right now. Like the man is currently sitting in prison for some allegations. And I believe those allegations came about because dude was broke. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Poor Leah too. Poor Leah. Like, yeah, that's another one too. Like if anybody want to also touch on that, because I ain't really got too much info on Leah because I was so engulfed with this. Y'all can bring that up on this as well. Y'all can come up on a panel and talk about it and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's crazy. But yeah, like R. Kelly, man, like this dude, he grew up with this mindset that this was normal for him. He grew up with this mindset that was normal for him. So he didn't think that it was wrong. And plus, let's just be for real. The man is in an industry where a lot of this stuff is not frowned upon. And I'm not gonna get too much in depth into that because I'm not trying to get in trouble over here. But let's just be for real. He's involved in an industry that doesn't necessarily look down on the stuff that he was doing. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, R. Kelly was did wrong when he was a kid, and that's what ended up making him the person that he is today. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and it might be, some other stuff, yeah. Yo, what's going on, Mufasa, man? What's good with you, baby boy? What's good, Rick Ross? Yeah, but yeah, that's the whole thing in a nutshell with R. Kelly, man. So, like I said, I might do a little bit more in detail with R. Kelly in a future show. I don't know when I might do that, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, you never know. But now I kind of want to touch on this movie. And this movie perfectly depicts what I'm talking about. Now, I know a lot of us are not big fans of like these type of movie genres and stuff like that, but this perfectly cap capsulizes my whole topic for this show right now. TD Jakes, Women Art Thou Loose. Now I know a lot of people probably looking at it and like, oh, he about to talk about a TD Jakes movie. Oh my God. I can't stand that movie. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. I'm not talking about that in general. I'm actually going to talk about the story behind that. Now, of course, I'm not going to get in too much detail about it because I'm pretty sure even people that hated this movie watched it because you had to hate the movie. You had to watch the movie to hate it. Because if you've never seen the movie and you hated it, it's like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? So, Women Art Thou Loose. As you clearly could see, you had the girl, the daughter, right in the middle, aka I can't Kimberly Elise. I mean, in my opinion, I don't like a lot of those movies, but that movie was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like a top 5 movie for me. But it was all right. It's something to watch. You know what I'm saying? But this movie in particular, why I say it capsulizes this whole discussion today is because this girl right here, she grew up a hard life. She grew up a very, very tough life. You know what I'm saying? Because she was a girl that always wanted to sing. I think she was even singing in a choir or something like that. Because of course, as you can see, she's in a church. So she used to sing in a choir. She used to want to sing. Like I said, she was a very innocent girl growing up. But you know, a lot of mothers always got that boyfriend that come into that house, and you know, a lot of them boyfriends, they do some things to these little girls, man. You know what I'm saying? They do some things to these little girls, man. So it's crazy. Oh man, salute Ray Hammer, man. Thanks for pulling up to the show, man. I appreciate you, man. I do remember you said you was gonna pull up, but thank you for coming, man. I appreciate it. However long you stay here, I appreciate you for coming through, homie. And you know it for real. But anyway, let's get back into this show. All right. As you can see, she is very, 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 very ticked off because, like, at the very beginning of the movie, you can see her sitting in a jail cell talking to TD Jakes, and she's telling him the story, her life story, how she became, how she ended up in the position that she's in. Now, it showed that she was also a lady of the night. And you know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know what that is, that means she did some strange things for some change. You know what I'm saying? Like she did some things for some change out in them streets. You know what I'm saying? And that was like how she got locked up the first time. But she did eventually get out. You know what I'm saying? And she even had a friend, like a dude that she did like, and he really did like her. Like he wanted to help take her away from all the trauma in her life, but the trauma that she dealt with for so long was just too much to bear for her. And you would see it at the very end because, like I said, this man right here in the movie, Clifton Powell, aka the creepy you know what in the movie, who was Loretta Devine, aka that girl's mother in the movie. Like he was a sexy, nasty freak. And he was touching all on that little girl, doing all type of nasty things to that little girl. And then when the little girl finally decided to come out and tell the truth to her mother, of course, the mother decided to take his side. And that's what scarred that little girl for life because she felt like if my own mama don't believe me or if my own mama is choosing to take his side and he's the one who did this to me, like I don't know who I could trust. Now, yes, she did eventually get close to her aunt, which is on the far right, as you can see with that big old hat on right there. That's her aunt in the movie. So yeah, and that's her mother on the left. So yeah, you clearly saw that she got along with the auntie. She even stayed with the auntie when she got out of prison. So yeah, so she believed her, the aunt believed her, but the mother always chose to stay with the boyfriend. Now, the mother always felt like she wasn't good enough and didn't nobody want her. So the man that did want her, she didn't want to let him go no matter what, because he always gave her attention, even though he was always looking to get paid too. He wasn't doing that for free. He wasn't doing that for free. So yeah. Oh, you never saw this movie? Oh, this movie old, man. This movie is real old. Like I said, it's something to really pay attention to, especially if you were to dive into a topic like this. But this is not something I put on my recommended list to be like, oh, you definitely got to see this. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something you want to watch or something, like I ain't gonna tell you don't watch it. But it's not something that I'm like, oh, you definitely got to check this out. That's crazy. But yeah, like so like I said, and the hurt that that girl went through in her life story, you know what I'm saying? It was too much for her to bear. So one day her aunt was in church and you know, the mother and the boyfriend, as you can see, crying all over screen. Like in this particular scene right here, this is when he finally decides to repent. This is when he decides to really be like, okay, I really give up. Yeah, yeah. You right, Mufasa. All Tyler Perry films do got similar themes to it, but this ain't a Tyler Perry movie. This is a TD Jakes movie. So yeah, I mean, you might as well say it's in the same wheelhouse, though, fam. It's in the same wheelhouse. But yeah, like, but as you can say, dude wanted to repent. He wanted to like turn his life over to God because he felt like his life was crashing down around him. He was getting harassed by so many different dudes because they wanted him to pay him the money that he owed. And if he didn't, they was going to take him out. And I mean, it was just a lot of stuff going on in this dude's life. And dude finally just decided to be like, I'm sorry. He even wanted to apologize to her for what he did to her. Now, like I said, the damage had already been done. The damage had definitely already been done to that scenario. So the fact of the matter is she was so upset, so beyond it, to where she pulled out the toolie out her purse and she blasted him. She took him out in the church, took the man out in the church. And that's how she ended up in prison from the very beginning. She deleted that man, I should say. She deleted him. And then the mother, all she could think about was she took my man from me and stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. Basically, didn't even care about her daughter. Now, of course, she said, I hate that this happened for my daughter, but she more was like, now I'm going to be alone because didn't nobody else want me and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? So the mother basically was just thinking about herself. While the daughter, she's hurting, she's going through what she's going through, and she finally felt like she exercised her demons by taking the dude out that molested her when she was a little girl. So yeah, that's how that story came about, and that's how I say her childhood molded her to be very vengeful, very hateful. Like she had her moments to where she was like she had her moments to where she could be a normal person, a normal human being, but she was so overblown. She was so overwhelmed with the hatred that she had for this man to where it completely took over that day. Because you got to remember, if you ever see this movie, after all of that goes down, she never comes face to face with him until this scene where she deletes him in the church. And that was years later. So yeah. So as far as that goes, man, that's all of the stuff that I got as far as the fictional and the celebrity stuff. Now I want to get into the nitty gritty of this. Now I ain't got no pictures for the rest of this stuff, so I'm just gonna talk to y'all straight up for this one. Like now I want to talk about the stuff that I be seeing on these here panels and on these YouTube streets, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So I be seeing a lot of people on here, and I see some people, they say that they suffer from abandonment issues. They suffer from, stuff that happened in their past, whether like all the stuff, all the dirt that they did, and all of that, you know what I'm saying? So, oh, I'm about to drop the link, Melody. Don't worry. Shoot, I'm almost done with this monologue anyway. So I just wanted to touch on this stuff real quick. And then once I do that, I want to have the people come up and then tell their stories and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna drop that link. Don't worry. Don't worry. She ready. She like, drop the link, drop the link. But yeah, like it's a lot of people, not just women, not just dudes, but women too. Like it's a lot of, you could tell it's a lot of people in this space that are hurt, and you could tell they probably went through a lot when they was growing up. You know what I'm saying? So it just showcases that this type of subject, it don't get talked about a lot. We always want to talk about like relationship issues. We always want to talk about man versus woman. We always want to talk about stuff that goes on with celebrities and stuff like that. But stuff that's really affected our community and stuff that's really affected our society, that's constantly being displayed on these panels, they don't get talked about. And I guess, it don't bring no revenue, it don't bring no eyes and stuff like that. People don't want to talk about this. They want to talk about stuff to where they can cut up and act a fool and stuff. And believe me, I get it. I like my effery streams every now and again. I love some fun. I love all this stuff. But like I said, but when stuff like this is constantly being thrown in my face, I can't go without talking about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and it's a shame to say that, you know what I'm saying? Because the majority of this comes from my people, and I hate that this is going on for my people, but this is what it is. So, like I said, I might get more into depth when I, have a full panel of people to discuss this, but this is all I really want to say right now. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm about to drop the link because Melody, she's impatient right now. So let me go ahead and drop this link for real. There you go. I dropped the link. And I also pinned it at the top of top of the chat. So if anybody want to pull up, all they got to do is just let a brother know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna keep it all the way a buck. Like if anybody that I'm not familiar with comes up on this panel, you gonna have to cam up first before I let you up here. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know you like that, and I'm not trying to get this channel in no type of situation. So it's nothing personal. It's just business. So you know what it is. So, and before I forget, man, before I let people up on this panel, man, I'd have dropped so many nuggets, I'd have dropped so many jewels, man, and all I got to say is this.
I need y'all to hit the Cash App and support the show.
Exactly. Oh my God. While I'm waiting for people to join me on this panel, there's another character that also had a lot of childhood trauma growing up too. But a lot of people probably like, what is you talking about? And this character in particular, especially like if you an anime head like myself, like I love me some anime. This character right here also went through a lot of childhood trauma too. That right there is my homeboy Vegeta. Anybody who knows anything about Dragon Ball Z knows who Vegeta is. Vegeta, as he likes to call it, he is the Prince of all Saiyans. He'll let you know that in a heartbeat. he will let you know that in a heartbeat that he is the Prince of all Saiyans. He loves to tell people that without the quickest whim. Like he don't care. He'll tell you that. But the reason I brought him up is because he also went through a lot of trouble, a lot of trauma when he was growing up. Because like his father, of course, was the king, but his father also had to answer to a stronger individual called himself Frieza. Like, and he basically was like, excuse my language, y'all. He was basically Frieza's bitch. So dude had to abide by everything he said. He had to listen to him. And basically, after Frieza destroyed Planet Vegeta, which had all the Saiyans, including Vegeta's father, he was enslaved by Frieza. He made Vegeta go on the planets and take over planets for him and stuff like that. And I mean, it was just a lot of stuff that dude went through. Like he basically became a deleting machine because of Frieza. But they're like, if anybody that watched Dragon Ball Z, if you watched the Namek saga, you saw a lot of Vegeta's human emotions start to come out, especially when he was fighting Frieza. Like because when he saw that he couldn't fight him, he couldn't take a Frieza was just too powerful. You could just see the inner child in Vegeta come out because he just felt so helpless. He's just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. How could I like and at one point you even saw him crying. Like it was just so crazy. And then like when the Dragon Ball Z Xavier, Goku came to the scene and then with Frieza hit him with that zap, shot him in the chest. Like Vegeta was literally on the ground crying out to Goku to beat Frieza for everything that he's done to him. And Vegeta even said it like his dying words was, "He made me who I am. Please don't let him do it to anyone else. Whatever it takes, stop him, please." And then, of course, when you saw the story, he did end up defeating Frieza. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. And then, but Vegeta also, even though he went through a lot of that trouble, he did end up turning it around and he became a family man. He became a husband and a father. So, yeah, his story did turn out to have somewhat of a happy ending, though. I will say that. But he still will tell you in a heartbeat that he's the Prince of all Saiyans, no matter what. But right now, I'm done talking about all that. So let me introduce my other half, the sidekick to my Killing Them Sweetly. What's going on with you, Melody?
Hey, what is going on?
What's good? What's good? I'm glad to see that you pulled up to the show. I'm happy to see you.
Man, you know I gotta support my other half. You already know.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. You know I always, man. This just warms my heart, man. You know, this warms my heart.
Aw.
But yeah. So what you got to say on the subject matter though, Melody? What you got to say on it?
Okay, now you were spot on about the childhood affecting your adult life because as we see on these panels, especially my panel, because for some reason they feel very comfortable to come on me and your panel, Killing Them Sweetly, or just
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Melody Media's panel and disrespect the heck out of us. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're nobodies, but like on other people's channels, bigger channels, they have the utmost respect. And I think that's wild, you know.
Mm-hmm. It really is wild, man. And I just can't understand it because it's like, so out of all the people you want to show disrespect to, you want to show disrespect to people who can literally boot you off. You want to show
Right.
disrespect to people that could really silence you. And even though we're trying to have over here on what we do as far as like not having an echo chamber, like even if we don't agree with what you're saying, we at least still want you to have a voice. But if you're basically saying, F you to the host and stuff like that, then it's like, boo, we got to get you out of here. But once we get you up out of here, then we looked at as the bad guys. We trying to censor people. We trying to do this. We try to. It's like no, like you're really holding our feet to the fire. You're making us have to do this, and it's like no, I don't rock with that.
Right, exactly. And I'm trying to figure out what it is. Like, do you think maybe in their childhoods they had no friends, they couldn't get any girls, they wasn't having intercourse, when they was, old enough, like teenagers or whatever. And now it's like they get on a black woman's platform or whatever and they just start disrespecting the heck out of women or other people pretty much of authority. They just I know it stemmed from when they were younger. Maybe in high school, nobody liked them. They probably got picked on, bullied. Um, who knows? But all I know is all of this craziness gotta be coming from when they were younger.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like you could just sense it. Like they got so much pent up hostility when they come up on these parents, especially when you're not agreeing with what they're saying. Like you could just sense it come off of them. It's like, dang, so we're not allowed to have different opinions from you. Like you just have to be right on everything. Like, come on now.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, it's a lot of helmets in the space. And shout out to you, Jenny.
Shout out to you,
Jenna.
Jenny, man. Yeah, man. That's my homegirl right there. Jenny, what's going on, man? You still quilting, girl?
Salute. She seems
Yeah.
cool. She seems
Oh
like
yeah,
cool
she's
girls.
definitely cool, man. She's
Mm.
she's one of those few people that love my laugh. So
Oh, yeah. So y'all know each other in real
yeah,
life.
yeah, we know we talk outside of this YouTube space. Yeah, so she always we talk about I got the best laugh and stuff in these spaces. So I'll be like, okay,
Hmm. She's right about that.
hey,
But yeah, we spoke, about this where I had a lot of women and girls. Let's start from when I was younger, in high
mm,
school, in elementary
okay,
school. A lot of girls were jealous. They would pull my hair, they would cut my hair. If I got a boyfriend, they would try to sleep with them, things like that when I was younger. And then as I started getting a little older, club days or whatever, 18, 19, 20, 21, I
mm-hmm,
started trying to make friends with girls, but they would just be upset because guys would try to get at me and not at them. And, they would do a lot of spiteful, evil things to me. And that affected me because now that I'm older, I have
mm-hmm,
no friends. I don't trust women, specifically black women. I can't, I
mm,
don't really trust them unless, it's somebody who's been there from day one, or maybe like a family member, something like that.
mm.
But it affected me. It
I,
did. It affected me
yeah.
bad.
I could imagine, man. Like that's that type of stuff that happens in your childhood. It definitely plays a part in how you interact with people when you get older. Like it definitely does. And people don't like to really think about stuff like that. Like because that's just like in my particular situation. Like I'm gonna peel back a little bit of the curtain as far as like how I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like because as
Mhm.
when I was growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to get teased a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I wasn't always the swag that you know today. You know what I'm saying? I was just a regular
Mhm.
kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a short kid, short, big headed kid. Like even though the picture you see of me right over there, and yes, that's my childhood photo you see right there. Like even though I look good as a kid, but let's just be for real. Like
It's cute.
you know what I'm saying? Thank you, I appreciate that. But a lot
Mhm.
of people they always would talk about me because I always had what I like to call the Biggie Smalls eyes. You know what I'm saying? I had like a lazy eye. So
Aw.
people always would judge me and they would always say, "Oh, you cockeyed, you cross-eyed," and stuff like that. I'm like,
Mhm.
first of all, it's not cross-eyed, it's lazy eye. Even when I used to go to the eye doctor when I was a kid, that's the term that they use for it, is lazy eye.
Mhm.
Like, so it's like, what are you talking about? Like, but yeah, it got so bad for me when I was a kid. Like, I would even think about like going to get surgery to try to get it fixed. You know what
Oh
I'm saying?
my
Like, and this was me as a kid though. As a kid, like I of course like you know when you're a kid, when you get teased a lot, you always want to try to fit in with people. You always want to try to be in the in crowd because don't nobody want to be left out. Don't nobody
Mhm.
want to be on the outside looking in and stuff like that. So yeah, I was like, man, I just want to be normal. I want to have a lot of friends. I want to be able to make friends. I want to be able to do all this stuff. And like I said,
Mhm.
and the kids used to always tease me about that. Like, and it always got on my nerve. I used to be at home telling moms about it. And she was just like, so what do you want to do? And I
Yeah.
was just like, yeah. And so at first I was thinking about it. And then when the doctor had told us that it's not 100% guarantee that it was going to stay like that if I got the surgery, that it's a chance that, my lazy eye can come back. I was like, man, you know what, man? Screw it. I might as well just keep it, man. It's no point in going because I'm not trying to get something that could eventually come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I do that? That defeat the whole purpose.
Yeah, but I
So
see nothing wrong with your eyes. Like I saw you without your shades and you look perfectly fine to me. I
yeah, I
mean,
mean, yes, I can make them straight perfectly. It's just like a lot of the times, it's just like a muscle. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I got to continue to work on it to keep them straight. You know what I'm saying? But you may see it, like I said, with the Biggie Smalls eyes, you might see it
mhm,
drift a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like, oh, I'm constantly looking at my nose or something like that, or
mhm.
like I'm looking at the wall and then I'm looking at this. No, it's not like that at all. So yeah.
Yeah, you are. Hey, cynical. Hey, classy. Yeah, you are.
Oh man, thanks for pulling up, you guys, man. Appreciate y'all for showing up, man. Oh man, that's what's
Salute.
up. Salute, salute.
Yes. But yeah, you are good looking. Like, even with me, even though I was a pretty little girl, and I know I was pretty looking back at my pictures and everything, but little girls were so jealous. They used to say, "You got a big nose." They used to tell me all the time I had a big nose. I had a big nose to the
Hmm.
point of me pinching my nose every night before I went to sleep, just sitting in the mirror, crying, pinch. And this was in elementary school. This wasn't like when I got older. This was when I was a little kid. And I would just sit in the mirror, cry, pinch my nose, try to, because I got kind of a flat nose and like a flat bridge. And I used to try to make my bridge straight. And I used to cry to my mom and tell her, "Hey, mommy, I got a big nose." And my mom's like, "Shut up. Your nose is perfect for your face. Like, it's nothing wrong with you." But I sat there and I let people make me feel like I had a gonzo nose, even though I didn't. And that affected me until probably high school. Even in high school, I was a little insecure, but I started seeing all of the attention like that I was getting. Men,
Hmm.
boys, everybody, was telling me how beautiful, gorgeous I was. And that kind of helped. But I was like, it's the girls. It was the girls because they were jealous because they wished they looked like me that will make me feel like I wasn't pretty enough.
Yeah, yeah. That's usually how it be, unfortunately, man. Like it really do be like that because even in my case, like, and I'm not trying to take it away from you because we go get back to what you said, but I also wanted to say, as far as like, my situation, it's like it seemed like a lot of the times that the majority of people that would always talk about my eyes was usually the dudes. Because when it came to women or girls, I never had a problem with them. Now, of
Right.
course, if they got mad at me, they would always say something because they always want to say some hurtful things when you get an argument. But like when we vibing with each other, we chilling with each other, they don't even bring it up. They be like, girl, they be like, dude, you cool. Why you worried about that? But
Exactly. Like there's nothing wrong at all,
yeah,
but
not
it's just jealousy.
right, right. It's just pure jealousy. And even to today, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of women that would come across me in the public, whether if I'm at work or if I'm at the store or if I go to a mall or a department store or whatever, like I still would get looks from women looking like they want to just tear me apart. And then, of course, there's some dudes like, man, what's wrong with that dude's eyes, man? What's up with him? That's why a lot of the times I wear shades and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, even though I can walk around without them, it's no big deal. It's just like, I just don't feel like dealing with bullish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I guess it's for both. Like you just said, it's always the same gender that's hating.
Yeah.
It's never the
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah, and then like in your position, like girl, I don't see nothing wrong with your nose. Like there's nothing wrong with your. And I see the a picture of you when you was a kid. It was nothing wrong with your nose, did? I was like, what the hell?
No, it was not. Like it was nothing wrong with my nose, but the girls, it was just the little girls that was jealous. And I hate to say this, but a lot of them, I think some of it was colorism. A lot of them were a lot darker than me. It was a lot. So
Right.
it could have been anything.
Yeah, just pure jealousy. Plus, I mean, they probably knew deep down that you was prettier than them, and you was gonna get a whole lot of people to get, give you more attention than they was gonna get. So they probably wanted to stop that down, so that way they could claim all the attention for themselves. And they be like, "See, she don't even think that she the ish." You know what I'm saying? So why don't you just come mess with us? Because we know we fly, we know we this, we know we that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, and the subject we just covered yesterday. Do you think that's why a lot of these women who are really pretty and don't need surgery, do you think that's why they're getting surgery because of their childhood is still following them that, oh, they don't think they're good enough?
I was thinking about that the entire time we was doing the show, honestly. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I really was thinking about that the entire time when we was covering that Jackie O discussion because I mean, because a lot of that does trigger, you know, what happens in your childhood. Because don't nobody become emotionally weak as an adult, especially if you were a strong-willed kid. It just doesn't happen.
Right.
So she probably or people like her probably went through some stuff as a child that constantly will always make them feel like they're not good enough, and they probably heard some people say like, "Oh, you got something wrong with your hips, or you ain't got a bigger butt, or you ain't got a nicer nose," and stuff like this. I'm just saying, like, when you're like, because that's when you get attacked the most when you're a child, is about your features. And like I said,
Mhm.
and that plays a role in what happens to you as an adult, because all of that stuff is going to replay in your mind of what happened to you as a kid. And that's
Right.
what's going to make you think about, okay, now I'm older, now I can actually do something about it now. Because as a kid, you couldn't do nothing without your parents' permission. And 9 times out of 10, your parents gonna be like, man, you ain't getting that, you better get out of my face. So
Mhm.
of course, as a kid, you like, man, once I get grown, I'm gonna get this done, I'm gonna get that done, and blah 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 blah. But like I said, they just don't realize the consequences of them potentially harming themselves by doing that. But yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with their childhood traumas and being told they probably wasn't beautiful and probably being told that they wasn't pretty or they didn't have the right body shape or stuff like that. Like they
Mhm.
probably did. They probably did go through that as a kid or as a
I think
teenager.
Yeah, because even when I was younger, I was skinny. I was always a skinny little thing, and I was petite. And a lot of people was like, "You need to eat. You need to gain weight." And I had like the perfect athletic build, because people used to think I ran track, but it was the females, and it was a lot of older women, older black women at that, who would tell me, "Oh, you need to gain weight to get thick and all that." But it's all out of pure jealousy because if I can go back to being 120 pounds, believe me, I will go back. Like, I mean, it's nothing wrong. And not saying I'm fat now, but
Hmm.
when I was young, I used to wish I was thick. Oh, I wish I had booty, hips, thighs. I wish I had big breasts. Like, I used to cry. Like, I'm telling you, I was so insecure when I was young. I used to cry. But now that I'm thick, I'm like, oh, like, what the heck? Like, I don't mind being skinny again. Like, like, what the heck?
Yeah, it's almost like now that you got it, it's like, okay, I don't want it no more.
Exactly. But like you were saying, pure jealousy from the same sex. They just want
Mhm.
you to be overweight so you won't be competition to them. They don't want any competition.
Right. They don't want no competition because because then if they have competition, that means they have to step their game up to get to where you're at or surpass where you're at. You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly. Oh, you have a guess.
oh, classy perspective. What's going
Classy.
on,
Hey, what's going on now? Can y'all hear me?
man? Yeah, we
Yes,
hear you perfectly.
I hear you.
Yeah, I had to get into a room where it was less acoustic because I'm at the hospital. I'm going to work in the next hour and a half. So,
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
and
Yeah.
then I gotta get on the air. I gotta get on the airplane tomorrow back to Oklahoma to check on my mother.
Oh,
Where are you now?
Well, I'm in LA right now. I'm at work. I must do these
Okay.
12, knock these 12 hours out, and then I'm gonna head straight to the airport.
Oh
hey,
yeah.
man.
Doctors have the craziest schedules. I swear.
Yes, they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I mean it's all jacked up. That's what, especially like when you single like me, it's kind of hard to get in a relationship because you're never around. You're like, what are you doing? I had those friends. You're never around. I was like, forget it.
Yes.
Word.
I'm like, can you stay at home? No, I gotta go to work. Oh, I gotta go get a touch you in the place that I want to. I'm
Oh
like, I
my
can't do it no more.
God. But how's your mom though? Is she what was
She's
making
she has stage 1 Parkinson's. It's kind
oh
of, she got little
no.
tremors, and she said she couldn't walk. And I just got through talking to her before I came on. I wanted to check to see how bad her paralysis was, but she
Hmm.
still has feeling around her legs. And she said it's her lumbar, which is her lower back, is what's causing the problems. And she's a little bit like proud. I was like, come here to go to the hospital, talk to your doctor. Well, I didn't want to get him. I'm like, it could be something serious. You may want to go get that checked out.
Oh, well,
But
good
I'm gonna
luck.
try to do some exercises with her when I get there, kind of like squats. I'm gonna see where it's located, or touch her lower back to see where the problem is.
Oh, she's lucky that she have you as a son.
Well,
Somebody
I
who's
mean,
in the field.
I know a little bit. So I'm not orthopedic though, but I know I have a slight idea. When I look at like CT and radiology pictures, I have a slight idea where a problem is. But I mean, I'm not certified in ortho, so I wouldn't take it that far.
Yeah. But still,
Yeah.
well, good luck with that.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And even though me and you don't really know each other like that, but give your mother my regards, man.
For real.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Many blessings.
Yes,
No
definitely.
problem, no problem, man. No problem.
But
Oh,
I
what's
want to.
going on, Granville? Yo! What's good with you? What's good with you, PJ and Granville? What's good? Thanks for pulling up, homies, man. Appreciate you, man. Much love. Demon Tribe in the building. Oh! All right, go ahead, my home. All right, go ahead, Classy. What was you about to say?
No, I was gonna join in on that conversation. I really, as a kid, only had two problems for the most part when I was a kid. Actually, no, I take that back, three. I was smaller than everybody that was around me, and as you well know, I have a high tone voice. But when I was little, it was a lot higher than that. I literally sound like Michael Jackson from the Jackson 5 when I spoke. Just say it with your
Oh,
heart, honey.
oh,
And
oh my God.
I had the enlarged Gary Coleman
You sound
cheeks,
like this,
facial
Michael.
cheeks. Yeah,
Mm.
I sounded like him, and I was like that all the way to 14. I was like, I'll be there, and I used to be mad about it because everybody else's voice was a little deeper than mine, and I would stay silent. I used to stay silent. I didn't want to talk. When somebody asked me how I was doing, I was like, hey, how you doing today?
Aw.
Oh man.
And I used to cry about it. I was like, Mommy, why is my voice so high?
Yeah.
Hey.
Kids
Yeah.
can be so mean, right?
Oh
Yeah, they
yeah, I used to
could.
get beat up all
Oh,
the time.
it's terrible.
But here's the
Right.
thing, though. Here is my weakness that I love and that I hated. At that
Hmm.
age, I never. It was funny. I always was the one getting kissed on by females, and but during that time period, that was the bad thing at that age because it was known to have the cooties. Remember the cootie attack?
Oh, yes. The cootie.
Yeah. When I was in first grade, I was around all the guys at that time, and I'm the smallest one. So it was like 10 girls decided, well, he too big, we can't hold him down. Get him, and then everybody went out the court, and then I got kissed on by all the girls. I'm sitting there crying,
Oh,
and
no.
then all of a sudden, then all the dudes like, well, you can't hang with us because you got cooties. The girls like, "Mwah, mwah, mwah, mwah," and everybody like, you got cooties. I cried myself all the way home. I'm like,
Oh, oh, that's so sad.
Dang, yo.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
always the little cute one in the bunch, like the little Care Bear back in the day. They used to get on
Mhm.
my freaking nerves. I never understood it or couldn't even fathom it. But every girl wanted to kiss on me, pull my ears and my cheeks. And one time I hit this girl in the face, like, get off of me. And then I made her cry. Next thing you know, I'm giving her flowers and massaging her shoulders.
Aw, that's funny. But guess what? Look at you now. Look where you are. You have a really good job, career.
Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of these people are probably doing bad.
Um,
That's what
I
happens.
won't. Well, actually, I won't say the ones in not middle school, but elementary, pre-K. I still know some of them. Some of them are doing good, but it was the ones in high school. Like I wasn't the
Mhm.
most popular kid. I was the nerd out of the bunch, and the most popular female I wanted, She dissed me all the way down the hallway. Now that I see her, and then I'm going to see her when I go back home. 5 kids, about 4 different dudes. Got
Wow.
more stretch marks and more cracks
Mm.
than a city street.
Mm.
And she came up to me, Corey, is that you? First I was like, no. But she was like, that is you. She was like, so I've been thinking about you. I said, that's funny because I haven't been thinking about you.
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
why was you thinking about me? Are you single? You got any kids? No. And when a lot of times when you say you don't have kids, especially at my age, you can see not in every female, the joy in that female's eyes. Like, oh my God, he's fresh meat. You get that look, and I'm like, turn it off, turn it off
Right.
quick.
Get out of here with your
Man,
5 kids. You all ran
Exactly.
down.
man, when Classy said that to that girl, this probably was her reaction, man.
Damn, damn, damn!
Probably in her home, probably isolated in her home, she did that. But she
Uh-huh.
kind of gave me the other one, like, you can't handle this anyway. And I was thinking to myself, it's been handled.
Right. You not fresh.
Yeah,
You
it's
ain't
like
Right.
fresh.
I'm not interested, but you have a blessed one. No shade, but have a blessed one.
Yeah. Wow.
Have a blessed one.
Yeah.
It reminds me of
Fatality.
Mhm. It reminds me of the Michael B. Jordan situation.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, that situation. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, I'm the corny kid, right?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I did that to some females when every time I go back home. Remember, I'm the corner kid, right? Oh boy, stop playing. I'm like, I'm not.
right,
Exactly. Yeah, I'm the corny kid that's a doctor, and I look like I do how I do. I look
right.
damn good, you know.
Oh, and then
Yeah.
the cool thing about growing up is at that time the nerdy girls, the real tall ones, I knew they were gonna be models. Also, let me stay close to her. And every time now she looks so good now. It's like, oh Corey, how you doing? I get all the hugs and dudes like, man, shoot, forget that fool, man, forget him. Yeah. And I'm like, I'll be looking like back.
Oh, you went out,
I was
That's
about
how
to
I
Classy.
play
say,
like that.
You was
yeah,
broken
you
out.
was
Oh,
bored
can
a
you hear
little
me?
bit. Yeah,
Hmm.
we hear you now. Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was like, I always stayed around the nerd girls, especially real tall ones, because I knew they were gonna be flying. I just had this feeling. I was like, you could see it. So during that time period, it was kind of like, every time the dudes see me as we're older now, I get the hugs and dudes be like, shoot, man, they look like you tapping in. I'm like, yeah. Even though I wouldn't, but I would get that facial look like, yeah. It was
Yeah.
fun though, but that's
I bet it was fun, man. Shoot, you definitely had to play it off like, yeah, I'm getting that. Even though you probably like, man, I wish I was getting it, but hey, at least they don't know I
but
ain't getting it. They
I want to say one thing though, why you would not
yeah,
want to be around me as a kid. I was that kid that always thought logical so early. Like I would be the kid to ruin a magic show. Everybody be clapping. I'd be like, "Wait a minute, hold up! I know how he did that," and then they would have to pull me away, like, "Get him out of here."
oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God.
You'll be the party pooper. They would say.
I was like, "Wait a minute! I see the rabbit over there by Heater. That rabbit didn't go nowhere." They'd be like, "Get him out before he ruin
Oh
my
Right.
show."
no.
Oh yeah,
But that's how
you
my brain was.
yeah. You can't be doing that, man. You ruining
I
kids' beliefs, man.
Were
but
you the
It's like
kid that was like, there is no Santa Claus?
No, I actually enjoyed that part of it, even though I had my, my
suspicions.
suspicions about it. But at the same time, I went alone and wrote it because every time I used to wake up like at midnight because there was no school during Christmas time, and I was just
Right.
wondering where's this big old jolly fat white dude that's supposed to come down and get me. And I started thinking like, how is he supposed to get down if he weighs 300 pounds with a bunch of reindeers? It always questioned. I'm like, I left these cookies. He ain't come. I'm eating these.
Oh, they didn't eat
Right.
the cookies? See, my parents ate the
No,
cookies. My
but
parents
that was
ate
the
the
trick.
cookies.
That's how I found out it was. And my mother came downstairs, she ate a cookie, and she didn't know I was still up. I said, Mom, what you doing with the cookies? She's like, oh boy, you look. I was like, yeah.
Oh
She
my
said, oh,
God.
um.
she said, you too damn cunning and smart to catch stuff. I said, I try not to because it can turn people off. Even as an adult, I kind of let people just slide. I'm like, all right, let me shut up. Let me just be quiet.
Hmm.
Oh man.
But that's
Oh
my
yeah,
story.
I was definitely like that too as a kid, you know what I'm saying, with the Santa Claus stuff. Cause I always was like, man, I wonder when Santa Claus gonna come down. Cause I'm a night owl. I've always had been, even when I was a kid. Like I ain't never go to sleep until it was late. Especially like, you know, when you didn't have to go to school. Like I would be up until like about 2 in the morning or something like that. I'm like, man, when's Santa Claus coming? When's he getting here?
Right.
And then, like, as a brother started to get a little bit older, I looked at, you know, up my chimney and I'm like, how is this big summer mud, you know what, supposed to come down my chimney? And my chimney is so narrow. Like, how could he come down
Mhm.
this chimney? Like,
Mhm.
and then of course, you know, mom, she eventually told me, like, I wasn't mad about it, but then it was just like, now it all makes sense, you know what I'm saying? But it just made me love her even more. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I kind of figured that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the crazy part is how I found out is, I just got older and someone told me. So then I went to my mom and dad, and she was like, he was like, I am Santa Claus all these years. My dad told me he was Santa Claus. So I'm like, oh, okay, so you're Santa Claus. He's like, yes. I was like, you never told me Santa Claus was black. I thought he was white. Like, what the
Exactly.
hell? I thought he was a white man. Like,
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, where your makeup at? You too dark.
right. Like, what the hell?
Right, yeah. I'm gonna need you to lighten up real quick because you're not fitting that
Exactly.
description. And
And you're
Exactly.
not even
You might
fat.
be.
you're
Yeah,
not
you
even
might be
fat.
like
What's up, man?
You be like Ricky Smiley from Friday at the Next. Ho ho ho!
Right,
Where the milk and cookies? I'm like,
Right.
what?
right. Absolutely, absolutely, man. Oh man. All right, I see we got my homeboy Huscular and Muscular on the panel. What you got to say on the
Hey,
topic, bro?
What's up, man?
What's going on, y'all?
what's going
What's
on?
up?
Let me give a
What's
special
up?
before I speak on this topic. Let me give a special shout out to the dynamic duo that's got all the two O's. Kill 'em sweet, bringing the heat. You're looking so fly in these YouTube streets.
Hey,
Hey,
That's dope.
I actually like
so
that,
dope.
man. I like
Me
that for
too.
real.
I love
Yeah,
it.
that's what's up, man. So you might have to write that down in the chat, and I can just put that on a T-shirt or something.
For real.
The narration get out is
That's
dope.
catty like me.
Yeah. Oh no, I'll put your picture and your name on the back of the shirt.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. So what you got to say on this subject, my brother?
Yeah. I mean, I was listening in earlier about the backstories to the superheroes. It's like,
Yeah.
man, you got Batman. Of course, I found out about Batman's backstory when I was about 5 years old after watching the Tim Burton version. For those y'all too young to remember, June of '89, that's when the first real Batman movie came out. And that's when I
Yeah.
learned his backstory. He was a young boy, heir to some billion-dollar company. Then he lost his parents to a robbery gone wrong. Even as a 5-year-old, that was traumatizing to watch. But it was still a kick-ass movie nonetheless.
Yeah.
And that's what molded him into the man he is today. So I guess sometimes our pasts can kind of, mold us to what we are today. And you can kind of
Absolutely.
you can kind of relate that even though it's fiction, it's kind of crazy how it ties into real life situations. Because I've known people who lost their parents, at a young age, their mom or their dad or both parents at a young age and end up orphans. So it's kind of relatable for some people. That's why I can gravitate. That's why it's easy to gravitate to this kind of stuff. Peter
Exactly,
Parker.
man.
Peter Parker lost his uncle to a robber he could have stopped and made him. He was salty and sad at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But have you noticed that Peter Parker and Spider-Man got different personalities? Batman's
yeah.
a recluse. Batman is a recluse, but Spider-Man, he's more cocky, outgoing. He can be a little bit recluse at times. And plus, Peter had an actual girlfriend, Mary Jane Watson, hottest thing I've seen since Rogue from the X-Men.
Right. Wait, real quick.
I don't think Bruce Wayne did it a lot. So what?
You said mute up for a minute because I think I heard echo.
Yeah, there's an
Oh,
echo.
there it go. Yeah, that's him.
Um,
He probably driving because it sounds like I hear a lot of wind though. That's probably what that is.
Probably.
So whenever Huscular and Muscular speak, we all go mute up though.
Okay. But real quick, because I saw a classy cam up and looking kind of great there. So I wanted to ask you,
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm
Listen,
more handsome.
would you like to be
Say more handsome.
right? No, you are handsome, but would you like to be part of our closed panel? We're gonna be doing like probably once every 2 weeks, once a week. And we're camming up. So I was wondering if you were free, like, would you like to be part of it? We having a
I'm in a different part of the hospital. I'm sorry, I had to move because of the internet connection. Yeah, sure. I mean, of course, I have to check out the schedule and look at what time y'all come on because I don't want to disappoint by not showing up. So, yeah.
yeah, because you were cammed up, so that's why I was asking. And I know Hustler, he don't cam up.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
All right, cool, perfect. All right, Swag, we got somebody.
Well, we got somebody, man. I mean, Hustler said he want to be down, so I guess he could be the other one that don't cam up along with GC though. So
All right, cool.
yeah, but he also got to check on his internet connection. You know, Hustler Muscular, he pop in and out. So
Yeah, exactly. We need good quality, good sound.
I think Melanie seen me once, didn't you? Or I don't know.
I saw you once. I don't know why you don't want to cam up. You look good to me.
Yeah, we definitely seen you before.
Yeah,
Like so.
you was a good looking guy. I don't understand.
First of all, I'm kind of shy, and second of all, I like to speak my piece behind closed doors in the shadows.
Well, would you cam up like just so people can see you and cam down when you talk? Can you do that?
I guess I'll tell you what. I'll cam up when you cam up. Okay, Melanie?
I will be cammed up.
Today?
No, on our show.
Yeah, on a future show we talking about now.
All right, fair enough.
All right, cool.
All right,
What's it
well,
called,
that's
Swag? What's it gonna be called? I forgot.
Grown and Sexy Conversations.
Yes, grown and sexy conversations. So we want to be on cam so you can see us while we're talking, because we're grown and sexy,
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Of course, I bring the swag section is to the whole foray. And then you cool, Melody, she bring the sweet and fiery sexiness to this, conversation. And then you got classy perspective green bringing his classy yet fiery off rip personality and his repertoire, and especially with his background of being a doctor. So like, let's say if we cover a medical issue, he'll be perfect to talk to on these type of conversations. And then of course we got Hustler and Muscular up here. He be dropping his rhymes and saying the stuff that he be saying and dropping a lot of gems and all that good stuff, man. So
exactly. So it'll be then we got GC. He's just
of course
he's a chess piece. He's never
he's our checkmate.
Yeah, he's our checkmate. And we're gonna have the beautiful Brienne.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because she already said she was down. So yeah, we also want some more women on the panel too, though. I mean, we try to keep it a sausage fest.
I got a question.
What's up?
What's her name?
What you say?
Whatever happened to Classic Ruby?
Oh boy.
I mean, nothing. She has her own schedule. I have mine, so we can't,
I ain't seen that while
Yeah, I mean, I think they just doing their own thing right now. I mean, who's to say Ruby might come back one of these days? You know what I'm saying? So right now, Ruby just doing hers. So, like I said, I wish her the best. You know what I'm saying? Melody, I'm pretty sure she does too. So, yeah, like I said, it's not dead. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just up to Ruby and her schedule, I guess.
Yeah, her schedule's way different. Her being in Canada and everything. So.
Yeah, because I mean, I think that's a lot of the reasons why they didn't really do shows together like that anyway. It was just the scheduling conflicts.
Yeah, but it's all.
That's all. Yeah, it's all good, man. What's going on, Real? I see you. What you say, Hustler?
I said it makes sense to me.
Yeah, exactly. People think it's some beef, but it's not.
Yeah, ain't no beef over here, man. Like
people just love drama. That's all.
I know they want beef.
Yeah, of course they do, man. Of course they do.
Yeah. And you look so good. Look at him over there cammed up. I can't wait till we do our show. It's gonna be dope.
It's not. Thank you, Melody, but it's not always like this. I might come on and I may be looking jacked up with a zombie face.
It's okay. I'm gonna come on my hair all wild and curly, looking crazy, and like.
I might let my beard grow out. You're gonna see all type of gray spots. Like, hey, girl, what's going on?
Hey, I like gray beards.
It may not be attacked. It may look like a bunch of spiders having a meeting.
Stupid. Now, all of you guys are handsome. I've seen all of you. You all look good. You're going to bring your own spice to it, you know?
Exactly.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, if I do cam up, I make sure I shake my head first because I'm bald.
Yeah, we
That's
need
cool. That's
that.
cool.
That's okay.
Yeah, ain't no problem with that.
Yeah.
At least y'all got y'all hair. I have little to no hair. I look like George Jefferson if I had if my hair grew out.
Now you go. Oh, and Blue also. He's gonna be on cam, and then Angela. I want Angela to come.
Did you ask her?
No, but she cams up. So
Oh,
wait, do
yeah.
she cam up? She was on cam, right?
I can't. Well, she will always come on your channel, so I can't call it. Yo.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see if she can cam up too. It's gonna be
Mhm.
dope. Big project of ours coming up. Make sure you guys catch that.
Yeah, definitely, man. You know, we try to bring a new, no pun intended, perspective to the conversations that's going to be going on around, whether if it's in these spaces or trending topics or just serious topics and stuff like that, or even a little bit of a little bit of sex talk. You know what I'm saying? You never know, man. It's just like I said, it is grown and sexy after all. So why wouldn't we talk about sexual conversations if we ain't if they grow sexy? So
Oh, I
there
love
you go.
talk. Oh, that's gonna be perfect. We're gonna do
Yeah.
that with sex talk.
I have no
Oh, yeah.
problem.
Me neither.
It's gonna be lit. But
Mhm.
I forgot to say this too. Another thing is people used to pick on me because I was quiet and I was shy and I had a soft voice. So
Mm.
can you imagine? I'm an adult with this
Mhm.
voice now. Can you imagine when I was a little girl how soft it was? And people used to always want to like fight me, like, oh, you need to prove yourself. Like girls would literally try to square up, like fight, prove yourself. But I
It
was so
usually always
timid.
happens to the pretty girls with the soft voices. I noticed that growing up.
Yeah, hell yeah, of course.
Because you sounded more feminine than them. That's why they
Right.
couldn't stand it.
Exactly.
They couldn't stand it. They wanted to
Yeah,
fight.
and plus you had that type of voice that could attract any dude. So it's like,
There it
so
is.
when you hear somebody like, "What's good, motherfucker?" and then you hear somebody like, "Hi, how you doing?" It's like, of
Yeah,
course, the dude gonna be going over to the soft voice more so than the gutter voice. You know what I'm saying?
of
Right.
course, exactly. But they like, oh, you need to toughen up. And I remember even as an adult at work, this was about 4 or 5 years ago. They were like mad because I was smiling. They was mad.
Wow.
They was like, why you always smiling? You be flirting with dudes. I'm like, no, I'm not flirting with the
They
customers.
get
I'm being nice. I'm just smiling. They didn't
they
like it.
get mad at you because you were smiling.
Yeah.
You know what, Killer? I think that happens even as adults. It's like black women are not allowed to smile. They always like, even when you go on customer service, it's like some, not all, but it's kind of like you always come across that girl that's always just mean. And she may not even mean to do it. It's just that's how she came up. You don't smile, don't smile. You know, it's kind of
Right.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of
Another.
eliminates the femininity
No,
out of it.
Yeah.
what?
Eliminates
You
the
know,
femininity out of it.
Yeah.
and you know what? And then the show, want to talk to her. It's like, boy, she got a lot to say. Cool people. She come to
Oregon.
work every day with a sugar punch or something. Like,
Man, you are bored,
it's
bro.
kind of stressful. So I have to
I
be
thought that was
understanding towards that.
I
But
thought that was
Hustler, you're
yeah, but when
bored
she get to
me.
talking, it's like, yeah,
There you go.
she's
There you
cool
go.
people. She got a lot to talk about. Me, I go to work feeling good, but I leave her with a chip on my shoulder. So it's the opposite for me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, RZA? I see you. I see you. What's good? What's good?
Yeah.
Yeah. They go one of the kill 'em sweetly faithful mods over here, along with the cynical one. Yeah.
Yes. This is dope. Look at you getting you a crowd.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. You know, I love the people that come over here that view this stuff, man. Like like I said earlier, it warms my heart. It warms my heart.
Right. And guys, he's giving a fire content. So please help out by donating so he can keep coming with the best content he can give. You know? He's gonna keep
Yeah,
it
man.
coming.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, I got plenty of ideas as far as like what to do as far as content, but I gotta have that motivation. So in order to have that motivation,
I need y'all to hit the Cash App and support the show.
Exactly. It's right at the bottom if y'all don't know. It is hashtag KillerCow10.
yeah. And just to let everybody know, because I know in the past everybody said, my link didn't work before, but now I'm just letting y'all know the link does work. So if y'all click this link right here to the Cash App, you will see my name pop up, and you can do whatever you want to do with it.
I'll hit you up. I gotta fix my cash app. It's been acting stupid since I got back from Vegas, but
Somebody trying to get you, boy.
could be. I had that problem before. It could be that.
hmm That's crazy.
Well,
No
how was
problem,
Vegas?
cynical. Huh?
Now I want to know how was Vegas.
Yeah, how was Vegas?
I mean, Vegas is Vegas. Like I said, it's only like a 40-minute flight from LA. So, it's not a, I've been there many times. It's just my little getaway from LA, from California. So
Yeah.
I ran into Mark Wahlberg and Katy Perry. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, they
Oh
were.
yeah.
Mark Wahlberg was selling. He was serving drinks outside of Fremont Street at the Circuit, and I was behind Katy Perry when we got on the zip line to that zip line that you like Superman across the whole of like 5 blocks to the next
Yeah, yeah.
hotel. Yeah, I was right behind her with her little cute butt. She looked like Elvira with those big old boobs.
Oh my
Right.
goodness. Wow,
But
you
Yeah,
it was
always
man.
cool.
meeting the famous people. Lucky you.
Well, I mean,
Right.
my thing is that I don't meet. It's funny living out in LA. I don't meet them like I used to. But when I moved out here in 2000. I was always around them, especially I work in the hospital. Sometimes I run into them, or my brother used to do some acting on the side. So, and we also did some catering for some of the movies. So that's how we got a chance to meet some of them.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I always meet him out here in Jersey too. Like I met you guys know Ice T, right?
Yep.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so I want to tell you guys a story. So I used to work out in Edgewater. You ever heard of it?
Yeah, Edgewater. I've heard
Yeah,
of
Edgewater. And he used to come in the store that I worked in, and he would ask for me by name, because I helped him once, and everybody else be acting starstruck or whatever. But me, he would ask by name, and I would always say, "Hey, where's Coco?" Because I wanted to meet Coco so bad. I love Coco, and she was always working out. But what happened? Oh, one day he saw me on River Road. This is when I was taking a bus, and he pulled over and asked me, "Did I want to ride to work?"
That's
I
dope.
said yes.
That's dope.
That
That's
was
dope, man, for real.
He had a nice car. I don't even remember what kind of car it was. It wasn't a regular car. But I
Oh
got in
yeah.
this car. It was a drop top. We drove straight to my job. He was mad cool. He was like, "Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna try to get you to meet Coco." I never met Coco though,
Mm.
but I wanted
Yeah.
to.
One
There
thing
probably
about
was a lot of things
IC.
going on though.
One thing about IC, that man, he's gonna always have something nice. Even people in LA know that.
Yeah, because he's from Jersey, but he moved to LA and moved back to Jersey, right? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I
he
figured
he
that.
used to live in South Central back in the '80s, and a lot
Right.
of people don't know he got his start his start came from the breaking movies. That was him that was doing all the rapping. So ever since then, he just blew up from there.
Yeah, I remember seeing him in those movies too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know how pinnacle he is in hip hop. Like he goes back when it was just breakdance, and that's how far back he goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He,
Yeah,
when
because
did
he was one of the few people that just came in with like when the rappers actually had DJs and stuff like that. So it was like a
Exactly.
tag team.
Yeah, because remember hip hop started with just DJs, but he was one of the few that starts putting words to the music, and that's how they all blew up.
Right.
I was gonna say,
Definitely.
when did he get into the rap game? Back in like the 80s, right? Or
Ooh, like probably like when hip
first?
hop came into play, like 85, 84.
Yeah, back then, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I know he was like a good rapper in his day.
Oh yeah, shoot. People out, especially out in LA, who don't know IC. I mean, this dude, he used to pimp. He used to round the games. He used to spit for everybody. Everybody knew
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Oh,
He
indeed,
really
yeah.
is.
Mm.
Yeah. I was starstruck because I love Law and Order. Like, I love Law and Order. So I was like, oh my God. But I didn't act like that in front of him. But inside, deep inside, I was,
But
Mom.
that's the bit. But the thing about dealing with stars, though, Melody, is that's the trick. When you come across them, you're not supposed to show that you're
Right.
Star Trek. That's how they get close to you. Don't give them
Mhm.
the "oh my God, I'm next to." Just keep it under wraps. Be
Yeah.
cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Got to stay even kill, man.
And that's why he always asks for me because I never act like that with him. I treated him like a
Right.
human being.
Yeah.
So
I
There
that's
you
remember
go.
that when I remember doing that when I first met Method Man when he came into town and they was doing promotion for that and they was doing promotion for Def Jam Fight for New York and it was at a GameStop down here. And of course I was
Oh,
a
that's
teenager at the
dope.
time. So when I went down there, man, like we was just down there, I was chopping it up with him. We was talking for a minute. We even posed for a picture. I can't even find it no more. I'm like, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
he signed an autograph for me and everything. He was like, "Yo, man, what's good?" I was like, "Dude, I love Wu Tang. I love that." Of course, I kept it cool and stuff like that. Like, I love Wu Tang. I love your albums. I love the stuff you did with Redman. He's like, "Oh man, thanks, but I appreciate that, homie." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Man,
oh my
yeah."
God, he is so fine. I'm sorry.
Meth
I,
is like what? He's about 6'2", right?
Oh, damn
Around
good.
there. He's pretty
He's
yeah,
tall.
tall.
he a
Yeah.
big man. He big man.
When I went to his concert, the Wu Tang concert, and I met him, I was starstruck for real. Like I think I should because he looks so good. Like he's my biggest crush. Like I'm his no, he's my biggest crush. Yeah.
Uh,
I was like, that's so good. Yeah, but
I think the only time I've been starstruck, I almost lost my nerve in the hospital. It was I met a lot of people. It was two people, no, three people actually almost boo booed on myself when I saw them. It
oh
was, yeah, no, I'm sorry. But it was
no, no,
Marlon
no.
Brando. It was the Godfather. When I saw him, he was nice to me. And when I was next to Halle Berry, I was like, oh my God. And I had
Oh
to keep it all in. I was like, ooh, I took her to CT because remember, people remember back in 2000, she had that hit and run accident.
yeah.
And I saw Eric Benet in the emergency room, and I was like, she's here. That was the first thing that came to my mind because I'm like, he has a daughter. She's right here. I was like, she's here. So I went to pick her up. She had a big old bandage on her head. And the only thing that was just going through my mind is like, keep it cool, Corey, keep it cool.
Oh my
So
God.
I was like, I'm going to take you to CT. They had a aliases for their name, so we called her Hannah Little. And so
Mhm.
what happened was I was like, I'm going to take you to CT. I said, before I take you out this room, I'm going to put a cover over your head so people won't bother you or mess with you. She's like, oh, okay. So I took her over to CT. She's like, I was like, now can you get on this CAT scan table so we can do your scan your head? And she's like, oh, she said, I think I'm feeling kind of dizzy. She's like, can you pick me up? So my mind just raced like, oh, Lord. And I picked her up right off the gurney, her little petite self. I carried her all the way over to the table and laid her down flat. And the only thing that was going through my mind was like, this is the closest that I will ever be to Halle Berry laying right next to me. I was in hypnosis like my mom, like, oh.
Yo, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But seeing her, no, I forgot. When I saw Sidney Poitier, I was like, holy crap. And he's
Yeah,
tall.
that
He's
was a
like
legend,
six
yo.
two or 3. I was like, ooh, he's a big dude. He's
Wow.
he was like, hello, Corey. And I was like,
Like, is that you?
in my mind, I was like, bring it back professionally. Bring it back. I said, hello, Mr. Poitier. He was like, oh, he said, you're going to help me with my scan today? I was like,
Yeah, your voice got pitched like it wasn't done. You was like, "Hi, Sydney."
man, I lost it. I was like, you
Because
can't.
you're a big fan of him.
Yeah, because I was like, the first black man to ever win the Oscar, and I'm like, you're right next to me. I'm like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a big deal, man.
Yeah, it is. It
Not
Yeah, it
is.
was
everybody
great.
can say that, man. Not everybody can say that. So yeah,
I
that's a
mean,
big
but
deal.
R.I.P. to him. God rest his
Yeah,
soul.
rest in peace, still, man.
You know who I wish I met? Michael Jackson. Imagine meeting Michael Jackson.
Oh
I
Lord.
almost came close, but under bad circumstances. We brought him to the hospital when Conrad Murray gave him the dopamine.
Uh-huh.
I My sister-in-law saw him. Just one of the people that saw him on the helipad when they helipad him to the hospital a long time ago. Biden,
Oh,
Jesus.
you talk about back in 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, you just missed them?
Well, I mean, it wasn't the best time when you're strapped to a trauma gurney and you
Right.
barely breathe. So I was just like,
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, that would have been
Man.
crazy.
Yeah. Man, that probably would have broke me for real if I'd have seen that, man.
Oh my,
Just to,
yeah.
I would have rather
to-
saw him to talk to him, not in that situation.
that's what I'm saying. Like if you see
Yeah.
it like that, yeah, that would mess you up for real. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
cause like if it was a way, like of course if y'all could chop it up and talk to him, pick his brain for a few minutes, yeah, that'd be dope. But to
Oh,
see him in that type of that would mess
I
you
would.
up.
I probably would have gotten fired in the hospital if I got too close to him to talk to him because of the star he is. The
Oh yeah,
hospitals get very protective of certain stars,
Oh
especially
yeah.
at that
yeah. Oh
caliber.
yeah. Because Michael Jackson was world renowned. He wasn't just big in the United States. He was big
Yeah.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, if you got close to him and they'd be like, "You're fired, security."
Yeah.
Right. Shoot. Or even if you just accidentally bump into him, you're fired. Like, oh
You
man.
know how you know somebody's a huge star? My 10-year-old nephew is a Michael Jackson fan right now. 10 years old.
Yeah.
He been dead for years, and my 10-year-old nephew, fan of Michael Jackson.
Well, there was a joke that was said back in the day: a newborn would know Michael Jackson before they know the president of the United States.
Yeah,
That's a fact though.
that's true though.
That's a fact though.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah, Michael Jackson's a big deal still.
Yeah,
But
he is.
I
Like,
also got hit on by 2 women actresses in my whole entire life. One being Megan Good, the other one being Bianca Lawson. That's why I talked so highly of her last time you showed that picture.
Wow.
oh, Bianca Lawson. That's that light skinned chick, ain't it?
Yeah, she looked. What was that? She had gallbladder surgery a long time ago. I can talk about this now because it's been years back, but
Yeah,
I remember I took her to her car when she was leaving. She was just like gazing in my eyes, like "Kiss me, mother effer," and I was just like,
Did you kiss her?
because I was at work. I was just like,
Yeah,
it could have swung another direction if I
yeah,
was
you don't
rude,
want to take
but
it there. You don't want to take it in that direction, man. So it's best that you
yeah,
did what you did and play it cool, man.
right. And I met Megan on the set of Biker Boys when we was in Lancaster, California. You remember the scene where they were racing on that little highway? No, excuse me, that bridge strip.
Yeah.
That was filmed in Lancaster, not too far from here. Yeah.
Wow.
Man, this is why I'm telling everybody right now, y'all need to quit playing and subscribe to the channel so that way you can hear stories like this on a regular whenever dude pops up around here. Like just like my boy Shannon Sharp.
You
said.
know what to do. Hit the subscribe button.
Like that. I
There
like
you
that.
go. There you go, man. Like boy Shannon Sharp said, hit that subscribe button, man, because you won't get it anywhere else other than here or over on Sweet Melody Media's channel. Subscribe to mine and subscribe to hers, man. Quit playing. And
Yes.
shoot, I
Yes.
feel so strongly about it. Shannon said he told me he wanted to say this.
You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button.
Please.
So there you go, yo. All right, man. That's all I really got to say on that.
Hit the like button and support the show. Hashtag KillerCow10.
Oh,
Yes.
appreciate
And
it.
also, if you want to continue to have good content, please hit the like button and please subscribe because these
Exactly.
two, they have great content.
Yes.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that coming from you, man. I appreciate that.
Right.
No problem.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And plus, like, whenever you see stuff like this, you have to do what my boy R. Kelly is telling you to do right
Use
here.
your common sense.
And subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. And then on top of that, share the show so that multiple people can see it and come join the Killing Them Sweetly wave, the Killer Swag wave, and the Sweet Melody Media wave, and the grown and sexy conversation wave,
Oh,
man. So quit playing.
Use your common sense.
Come on over
Yes,
here,
sir.
man. Just
Yes,
come on
sir.
over here, man.
Classy. I'm so happy that you're going to be a new addition to our team. That's dope.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. Plus,
Yeah,
I'm a fan of both of y'all. So I love watching your show.
Aw.
So it's a blessing to be able to be a part of something special. So
that's
Oh,
that's
you're gonna
crazy to hear that,
cry.
man. Because I would always see you up on Melody's panels and say that you are a fan of mine and hers. It's like, wow,
That's dope.
this is letting me know that I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
no, you're doing a great job, man. I mean, when I see the two of you get together, it's like almost like watching a morning show, like a radio show. You listen to them, it's
Yeah,
like, okay, good content is coming. Well, everything goes good until the rowdy bunch comes in. Of course, it
Oh,
can
you
be
already
still
know. You already
it can
know.
still be interesting, but sometimes it can get drugged too far with them, and it's kind of
Yeah,
like,
it,
well,
it
I'm gonna
becomes too
still,
much, man.
yeah, but I'll still tune in. I'm like, eventually it'll get back on its course.
yeah.
Yeah.
But doesn't
Well,
it
for
make you
yeah.
want to leave? Like when you're on a panel and people start yelling at each other and cursing, don't that make you want to leave?
It does, but at the same time, it's kind of like you kind of not saying that people are bad, but you kind of accept them for who they are. Not, I mean, but you would hope they would have more respect for people's show.
Right.
My
Thank
point
you.
exactly, man. My point
Thank
exactly.
Yeah.
This is how I be every time these fools come around and they just don't want to care about the host, man. They this how I
Y'all killing me with this.
you. Yo, I like that one.
Yeah, that was
appreciate
dope.
it, appreciate it, man. You know I got a lot of them in my chamber over here, so and they all fit the mood, so that's why I picked them, man. So
You
Yeah.
do a
But
good job at doing that. That's for sure.
thank,
yeah.
thank you, man. Like I just felt like I just wanted to make the shows that we do and the shows that I do a little bit different. Even though I know a lot of people do use sound bites and do use video clips here and there, but I kind of want to make it to where it fits my swag. You know what I'm saying? So the
Mhm.
stuff that you can see me use it's stuff like, okay, yeah, I know he'll use that. Yeah, that's him right there. That's him.
And I like anytime we say the trigger word cap, you know, which I just said,
Oh
you
my
know.
God, no, you didn't just say that.
CAP. 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 Cap.
I remember
I
the
love
first time I saw that, I fell out laughing, almost choked on a pretzel like George Bush. That was so funny.
Right, man, right. Like when I see that on my homeboy Bird's channel, because he used that for his Brownstone powwow and stuff. I said when I first started, I like, dude, you gotta send me that, man, because I want to use it. He was like, okay. At first he said he couldn't find it, which he never did find it, but I ended up finding it on my own. And then when I did end up finding it, I told him, he's like, oh man, that's good, that's good ish, that's good ish. And then, of course, like every time when he around and he see me play it, he be playing along with it. He be like CAP.
At
Dude,
So,
I
hey,
went around a whole week around the hospital doing. I was like CAP.
AC.
I was like ah.
Cap. Cap.
right, yo, right. CAP. Cap. Like I'm telling, like once I heard, I said, no, if I ever do a show, I gotta have that for mine, man. I got to. And so that's why I just said, when I found it and dude said it was cool, I said, all right, man, I'm about to implement this into mine. And there you have it. And every time that trigger word pops up, I always play it.
Yeah.
Or when I see, or if I see something like, and we reviewing a video or reacting to something, and I feel like somebody on there doing something crazy or like they lied about something, I usually turn it on.
CAP. 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 Cap.
Yeah, we have a couple of funny ones. So what about why the F you lying?
Oh my
Oh, that one.
God.
Oh
Yeah,
my
hold
God.
on, hold on.
Dude.
Hold on.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
Dude, I swear to God, when I showed the people around the hospital that, we was going around the whole hospital. Why you always lying?
Lying.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Man, that when I first saw that years ago, when that was like really big, like I was in love with that meme, man. Like I
Me
couldn't
too.
nobody stop me from singing that song, especially when I was always around people that was lying all the time. And then every I was seeing, I would always give them that side eye, and then they would just look at me and be like, "Why are you looking at me like that, Cop? Like, why the you lying? Why
And
you always lie?" And then they be like, "I'm not lying about this." Yes, you are.
oh,
Right.
hello.
It was
Right.
funny because the first time I heard it, it was from an Asian guy in our department, barely speaking English, barely can pronounce anything. Somebody said something, he just went around the hospital. Why you always lying? And I was like, where is you getting that from?
Oh my god.
No, yeah, that's what he was doing. He was like, oh my God, why you always lying? And I was like,
That's
it,
funny.
it was funny because I was like, let me see where he's getting this from. And I saw it and I was like, oh, okay. Because I thought he just heard the next song and just made it up. I was like, that's kind of crafty.
Right. Right. That was funny, man. I love that. I loved it.
Me too.
And then like
Well,
everybody
y'all,
called us huh?
I'm sorry to interrupt. I got to get ready to report to work. I appreciate y'all for having me on the show. And
Oh, no doubt, man. Appreciate you for coming, man.
no problem. You know, I'm going to try to cash app you before I leave tonight, okay?
Hey man, much appreciation. Whenever you decide to do it, man, I'm always appreciative, man. It's all love over here, bro.
I know y'all do. It's well deserved, so.
Thank you,
Oh
man. And
yeah.
like I said, salute to you. And I'm gonna
We,
get them cut for cash shirts ready too.
Okay.
we love when you come around, Classy.
All right. I
Right.
appreciate it being half, y'all. Y'all have a good
All
one.
right. All
Right.
right, you
Good
too,
night.
man. Appreciate
Honey.
it, man.
Thanks for supporting Killer Swag 216.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate the love that I've been getting tonight, and everybody that came through. Like I've been seeing the numbers fluctuate a little bit, man. I even saw it almost hit 10 at one point. I'm like, oh wow, that's what's up, man. Because
How many likes you
normally,
got?
hold on, let me check. Let me check. Last time I see it said I had 12. Let's see how much I got now.
Come on, 20. Let's have 20.
Mm, dang, it's still at 12, yo.
Hit the like button, y'all.
Yeah,
Stop
quit
playing.
playing, man. Like all you cloud watchers, man. Even if y'all don't want to participate in the discussion, if you don't want to talk in the chat, just hit that like button for your boy, man. That's all you got to do. Just hit that like button so that the algorithm can shine that spotlight on me and the content that I'm putting out here right now.
And support. He's putting out
Hmm.
fire content. Excuse
Thank
me.
you.
Fire content. So please support, guys.
Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. And then on top of that, like I can officially say this is my first show with an actual topic because the last show that I did, the last
Mm,
show I did by myself when I had a panel, it was just a test run. I didn't have no topics and stuff. We were just up there just shooting the breeze and stuff like that. But this one is an actual discussion that I really wanted to talk about, and this is something that's been on my
mm,
brain for a good long time. And before it ever left my brain, I wanted to just go ahead and just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And just get it out there. Like, because like I said, this type of discussion we really do need to be having in these, in this community. So that's why I just feel like, yo, man, if nobody else want to do it, I got a platform now, so I might as well do it. And who knows, man? Maybe a few months from now, maybe a few years from now, somebody will see it, be like, oh, somebody did talk about this, man. Like that's what's
mm,
up, man. Like I might subscribe to this guy now because he actually making some good points. I'm gonna support him now. I mean, because you never know. Like I may not get the type of numbers right now, but months later, years later, I may get that audience that I've been looking for. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always tell people like gotta keep grinding, man. Gotta keep going.
mhm. Yes. But I can't wait to see how many views you had once this is over. How many likes?
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, I can't wait either, yo. Because I mean, it's so crazy. Because even with the live shows that we finished doing for the Kill Them Sweetly, sometimes the likes would be going up on there. So it's like, so even though it may say 12, and it probably will say 12 for this one too, but probably after a day or so, the likes may go up after that. And I know the viewer count always goes up after that. So. That's why I ain't
Mhm.
worried about it too much. Oh man, shout out to Classy Perspective. He just sent your boy a $20 cash app. Salute to him.
Dope.
Look,
Salute to you, Classy.
salute, homie. I appreciate that, man.
Yes, and anybody else feeling kind of, generous, send him a cash app. He had an amazing show. Guys, this is his first official show. You guys need to be showing him some love. Hit the
R-
cash app. It's
Right,
scrolling right
man.
at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I always appreciate it when you do. But if you don't, hey, it is what it is. But if you do, I will make sure to keep on going for you guys, man, because y'all don't want me to be like this, do you? You know.
Oh no, no, no.
Yo! Oh my God, you be having the funniest clips.
I know, right? Like I mean, it's just something that I just know for a fact that it's gonna be entertaining. It's something that I know for a fact that's gonna get people talking, and I just wanted to just get it out there and put that one. Plus, I like that meme, so I was like, man, I gotta use that for like whenever the time comes and it's time for that moment. I know to play it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do what I do. And just to let y'all know, on this channel right here, I don't do nothing for
They
clout.
do anything for clout, anything. Do anything for clout.
I don't
Right.
do nothing for clout. Everything over here, like this topic right here, nobody's talking about it. So it's not like, oh, I'm stealing their content or doing anything like that. This is something that's been on my brain for a long, long time. So now I done took it out of my brain and I done put it out for the whole world to see, man. So I hope y'all appreciate the work that I put in. I hope y'all appreciate the subject matter that I talk about. But of course, on this channel, y'all gonna get some good, funny content too. It's not gonna be always serious, you know what I'm saying? But on this particular subject, I just wanted to talk about the seriousness of how this affects the black community and society as a whole, not just black people.
Exactly. And you did a great job doing it. But I actually gotta go because I gotta walk my dog and hit the store before I close. But
Mm-hmm.
I just want to let you know it was an amazing show, an amazing topic. Shout out to everybody who came through. Shout out to you, classy young man. And yeah, this is awesome for the first show. Like,
Yeah,
wow. This
yeah,
seemed like
man.
a 10th show, not a first show, because it was so
Right,
good. You know?
right, yo. You know, like I really do feel like, and plus, you know what I'm saying? Like I really do. I might shut this down in a minute anyway, because you know, brother about to get ready to eat his dinner time. So, yeah. So I mean, who knows? I may do another subject like this and hopefully maybe make it longer. You know what I'm saying? But for real, I just want to thank everybody that showed up on this panel today. Showed everybody, like everybody that showed love in the chat. My homie Classy Perspective for dropping that $20 bomb in my cash app, man.
Dope,
Salute.
dope. Salute
That
to
was
you.
dope, man. Dope, man. Like, I really appreciate it. Like I said, because I'm not asking you to do any of this stuff, but like I said, the fact that y'all appreciate what I do and how I do it, man, and y'all want to support me in my journey on this YouTube ish, much love to each and every one of y'all for that, man. And like I said, I am forever grateful for whoever comes along on this journey with me. Like I really am. Like, cause like I say this all the time. I never pictured myself doing this. I never pictured myself being a content creator. I never pictured myself doing any of this. Like, but the fact that I am doing it and with the much love and appreciation I have gotten since I've started, like y'all seriously do not know how much that means to me for real. Like, so shout out to each and every one of y'all. Shout out to my Demon Tribe people because they came through and they showed up and showed out tonight. And shout out to Classy Perspective. Shout out to Huscular Muscular. Like, I know if I kept the show going any longer, he'll probably pop back up eventually. But like I said, it's almost dinner time for me, so I'm about to go ahead and get me something to smash on. But yeah, and shout out to everybody that was in the chat. Shout out to Cynical. Shout out to PJ. Shout out to RZA. Shout out to Mufasa. Shout out to Jenny, Sherelle. Every single one of y'all, man. If I forgot your names, my apologies, man. The chat was kind of going fast a little bit earlier, but for the people that did show up, man, salute to each and every one of y'all, man. Like, I really do appreciate y'all for showing up for this show today, like off rip, like, because y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all chose to be here with your boy Killer Swag, man. And I appreciate that. And much love to each and every one of y'all. So on that note, I'm about to get up out of here. And who knows, you might see another solo show, and you most definitely gonna end up seeing another Kilmer Sweetly show. That's a fact. So yeah, we just gotta figure out the next topic. But like I said, man, like, just if y'all got any suggestions, because I mean, we have been getting suggestions in our email though. So if y'all got any great topics for us that you want us to cover, just hit up our email at chungligao@gmail.com. I'll probably post it in the comment section of this video so that way y'all can see it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I don't really feel like typing it in the chat right now because, like I said, I'm hungry. But yeah, but right now, this is your boy Killer Swag and the home girl, my other half, Sweet Melody Media. And on behalf of her and myself, we are out of here. I'm out of here. And until next time, deuces, y'all.
Peace.
Leak, better take off.